Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. I'm Michael Carbone. I'm a business and immigration attorney in Staten Island, New York. Today, I want to talk about some tips for naming your PLLC in New York State. Now, before I dive into this topic, if you have any questions or you want to start a conversation, please drop a comment below. Otherwise, if you want to set up a formal legal consultation with me, visit us at carboneattorneys.com. We have a button in the top right corner of our website. Click it, fill it out, and we'll get back to you as soon as possible. So if you are looking to start a PLLC in New York, you have to think, obviously, about some names for your business. Now, for any regular LLC, you can name it pretty much anything you want with some exceptions. Now, in contrast, if you are a licensed professional with the New York State Education Department, you have to set up your PLLC through the Education Department first, but you have to be very conscious about what you name your PLLC. So here are some important tips to keep in mind when thinking about a name for your new practice. Number one, you should stick with your licensed profession. So in order to name your business and in order to get approvals from the Education Department, your business name, whatever that may be, must end in your profession. So if you are a nurse practitioner, your PLLC name must end in NP in your subspecialty. So NP in adult health, NP in acute care, or you can spell it out. You could say nurse practitioner in adult health, and the same goes for the other professions. If you're an occupational therapist, you can end your name in OT or occupational therapist. Next, you shouldn't pluralize the name of your business unless there is more than one owner. So if it's just you, you cannot have the name of your business ending as if there are more professionals than there really are. Another tip to keep in mind is providing explanations for words that are used in other languages, or if there are abbreviations or initials, the Education Department is going to request an explanation. So you have to keep in mind, if you plan on using an abbreviation or initials or a word in a different language, they will require a translation and an explanation as to why you're using that word or abbreviation. Next, you want to keep in mind that there are a bunch of prohibited words that you cannot use in the name of your PLLC. These are typically considered to be prohibited or misleading. So for example, you can't include the words like advanced, best, outstanding, cure, and the list goes on. In our blog post associated with this video, we go through a lot of those words, but there are even more than that. There are a lot of words that you just can't include in the name of your business. Another tip to keep in mind is you can't have a suggested affiliation with another business. So what this typically means is if you want to name your business, it can't include words or a string of words from an already existing business, because that would suggest that your two businesses are affiliated with one another. Another important tip to keep in mind is name similarity. So you want to look on the Department of State's website by typing in the proposed name you're thinking of and see if there's any other businesses that already have that name. The biggest issue you'll face is being rejected because that business name already is taken. So be sure when you're coming up with a name that you don't use something that's already being used by an already existing business. The last tip to keep in mind here when naming your PLLC is assumed names and DBAs. So a lot of people think that they can circumvent these naming rules by just using an assumed name or a DBA. One of the most important things here with professional entities being set up by licensed professionals is all of the rules that I just went over apply to assumed names and DBAs as well. So you have to keep that in mind. Most importantly is that professional designation at the end of the business name. So even if you do set up an assumed name or DBA using the examples previously, it would still need to end in something like occupational therapist or OT or PT if you're a physical therapist, or NP in adult health or NP in psychiatry. So that's it. That's just some of the tips to keep in mind when naming your PLLC in New York State. If you like this video and you want to see more, please like, subscribe, and I'll keep making them.